Here you see a business model diagram. It is an implementation of the business model or business model innovation framework of the project NEFIX. According to that framework, a business model can be defined in 6 dimensions, actually 7, but the 7th dimension is more about the concept of relationships between elements in the other dimensions. These dimensions are value propositions, you see them here, customers or market segments, activities, capabilities, network partners, and value formulas. This business model is owned or exploited by a business called My Company. You can see it here when I open the business model properties. You see here the business, which is defined as a organization unit, actually a company called My Company. I close this window. What we will do now is we will demonstrate you how we can use the business model diagram as a way to abstract from detailed representation of the business system as we have modeled based on the modeling language, value delivery modeling language, or VDML. That language has been developed during NEFIX as well. Model content based on VDML is already available in this system. We will now, from the business model, link to bits and pieces of the underlying VDML models and use the business model representation as a way to navigate these details and to abstract from them to have a more condensed view on the business model, let's say for management. As you also see here, we use a so-called flexible or free layout for a business model because we used a template to do so. You can also define templates in the system for a more organized layouts, like the one you might be used to from, let's say, business model canvas of Osterwalder. Here we use a more flexible layout. We start by creating a value proposition. So we click in the block of value proposition and we create a value proposition. This is a value proposition item and we want to link it to an existing value proposition which is already there defined based on VDML. So we link to a VDML element. We select a role. Why is that? Well, the business called My Company is already, as per what we have defined earlier in VDML, engaged in business, has a business relationship or a customer relationship with the transportation market or the transporters in the transportation market. The value proposition that we want to link here is provided by My Company in the manufacturer role in that relationship. So we select that role here and we say next. This is the value proposition that we want to select and link up, which is now linked. With that it is linked, we can also navigate to the detailed representation in VDML, which we will do now. So we go to the context menu again and say Open Value Proposition Diagram. It's now starting another type of diagram in VDML called Value Proposition or Value Proposition Exchange Diagram. And you see that the value proposition that we have linked is highlighted here. The X-trailer proposition, as it's called, highlighted, as you see. From here we can also go to the details. And by the way, the manufacturer, you see it here. When I would click on the manufacturer, you would again see that My Company is in it. I will not do that for a while. I go to the proposition here. I click the details of the proposition, and here we can also link, for instance, a spreadsheet, a computation sheet for the value proposition, which shows you the value proposition details, including its attributes, its measurements, and This is based on calculation infrastructure based on measurements, which is also supported by VDML.